In this video, I'm going to explain how to create a menu for your WordPress site. As you can see here, I have a very minimalist theme here, and this is a photography website. And so I have a theme that's really focused on imagery, and I've got a series of different posts here about different types of topics. As I've been creating my posts, I've been using categories and tags to organize my different types of content. And even though I don't actually have very many static pages on this site, I want to create a menu that I can put in this menu bar that my theme has, and that way it'll be easier to find different types of content on my site using the categories and tags that I've set up. So as you can see, I'm logged in here, so I have the admin bar up at the top of my site, and I'm going to click on this Customize button here. Now do note that you need to be running WordPress 4.3 or newer to see that button and to be able to edit your menus in this location. So if you haven't updated yet, I strongly recommend doing that. And now you can see we're in the customizer. So on the left hand side we have the different options for customizing our site, and on the right we have the preview of our website. So I'm going to go to the menu section and add a new menu, and I'll just call it main menu. And now that I've created that menu, I'm going to set it to the primary menu location. Now that's defined by your theme. So depending on what theme you're running, you may have one or more different menu locations available. And you can see when I did that, since this menu is empty, that menu bar that was showing up here in between this header image and my first post disappeared. So once I add items, that should show back up again. So I'm going to start by adding a home link. And so to do that, I'm going to go to pages, and you can see here, even though I don't have any pages, home is an option. So I can add that to my menu. And then you can see over in the preview here that home link has come back that was there by default. And now I'm going to look at the different categories I've set up. And so I decided to organize my site into categories based on different types of content that I was going to publish. So this site has images about construction, architecture, different textures, and a few other things, but so far I've mostly been posting content in these first three categories. So I'm just going to click on each of those. And as you can see, as I add them here, they show up in the menu, and they also show up in the preview of the site. So if I close the Add Items panel, you can see now we have these different items, and if I click on the construction link, now I get all of the posts that I posted within the construction category. You can also preview what those different links will actually look like by clicking on the heading of the menu item in the panel here and clicking on this original link. So if I click textures there, you can see that this is automatically updated on the right, and now all of the different posts that I've made in the textures category are showing up here. Now I'm going to go add a few more items. So I've got some of my categories. I've also used tags, and you can see there's kind of going to be a lot of overlap in that each post will be in usually one category and one or two different tags. So for example, this USC Village tag, because the USC Village project is under construction right now, all of the pictures within that tag are actually construction pictures. So all of those posts are in the construction category. The reason I have a separate tag for USC Village, though, is that eventually that project is going to be over and I'm not going to be posting any more pictures of that project. So I'm using a tag for that that's separate from construction, because there might be other construction projects that I'm going to post pictures about later. That's the only one I'm going to do for now of my tags. And then what I might do is I might make that a submenu under construction. So if you see, I can drag and drop these to move them around. And if I drag this over to the right, that's going to make it a submenu. So now if I close this panel and look back at the site, you can see that now my theme is displayed USC Village under construction as a little drop down within this menu here. There's one more thing that I want to add to this menu, and that is some sort of a way to see all of the different videos that I've posted on this site. It's primarily a photography site, but I've also posted a few videos, mostly from YouTube and other sources, that are about similar content to the types of things I'm posting on this site. I've been using post formats for that, and so if I go to the format option here, I can see all of the different post formats that I've used for some of my posts. So here I'm going to add the video format, and now if I close this panel and click on the video link within the preview, we can see that all of the different videos I've posted on the site are now accessible through that one link. So now that I've added all of my items to the menu, I can sort of play around with it and see whether this is the order that I want. Now, this link on the left here actually links to the home page, which is the same place as that home button. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to remove the home link from the menu because it's a little bit redundant, and then that makes it a little bit simpler. And so then I have my different categories. I'm going to reorganize them just because I think it might work better in a slightly different order. And now if I click on any of these links, I'll be able to navigate to the different categories of posts on my site. So even though I'm not using any pages on this site, it's all using WordPress Core's post feature. I'm able to sort and give visitors some different navigation items to get to different types of content, just based on the fact that I was using categories and then able to add those to this menu here. So now that I've finished setting up my menu and I like the way it's displaying here, you can see I've set it to the primary menu location. Each theme will have a different set of options for menu locations, and you may have more than one menu that you can set up. So depending on how complex your site is and your theme is, you can choose the options there accordingly. I don't want to automatically add new top-level pages to this particular menu. I don't think I'm going to be creating any pages on this site anyway, but if I did, and if you do want those to show up, you can check that box, and then you won't have to think about going back and updating the menu. It'll just add those automatically. So now that I am happy with how all this looks, I'm going to go ahead and hit Save and Publish. And now this should be published on my site. So now I'm going to go ahead and close this panel. And then we can see now on the live site I have my different links here, and if I navigate to a particular tag, all of the different items within that category or tag are displayed on my site. And that's how you create a menu with WordPress.